hello, and it's me again. So, it's been a while, like a really long while, really long while, but I'm back. I'm trying really hard not to tell you guys and bombard you guys with so many. Sorry. But I am very happy. I am very happy. You know why? Actually, you don't know why. Why would I ask you? You don't know. Anyways, I would like to welcome you guys back and I also say hello. It's been a while. Okay, I already said that. Oh, sorry. I just repeat things sometimes. Okay. So, one shot. Now, which one should I do today? I don't know, so I'll pick a random one. Actually, I'm just gonna pick whatever I seem like it. You know what? I need requests, so if you can, please tell me what to do. Because I don't know. Okay, fine, I'll tell you guys what happened during my weekend. So, it wasn't a normal weekend. I went to Universal Studios. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. And yes, I am singing because I am very happy. I'm a very happy person. Because I went to the Transformers ride and I was over the moon. I was literally on my toes when we were trying to get in. I think when I came out, I was like a fangirl right now. I was like, yes, that was awesome. I was literally cheering. No, but seriously. I felt like Megatron was literally right in front of me. About to kill me. But anyways, other than that, it was awesome. And I think I found one. Hopefully. Wait, let me just move the phone. Yes, I record with my phone. Don't find it weird. No one shall find it weird. Okay. Okay, so this one, and yes, I was quiet for a few moments there, and I'm still alive, do not worry. It was a music video, I don't know if I should play it. Nah. So, this is a TF Megatron X Cybertronian reader, but sadly you die, so... Just kidding. Or am I? Let us begin. Megatron sat on his berth, holding his helm in his servos, tears streaming down his faceplate, landing on his berth. Megatron's spark throbbing painfully, calling for his other half. His other half is you. Knockout told him that you were wounded during battle, and that the wound was so deep in your chassis, the sword pierced your spark. You had somehow survived when it pierced, but sadly the effects finally got to you. Megatron was devastated. when he saw you laying on the berth, unresponsive to him and badly wounded. Knockout was trying his best to save you, but Megatron could feel your spark beat slowly, beating slower and slower. Megatron sat in the silence, remembering all the happy times you had together. Megatron remembered when he first met you, when you told him that you were sparked. You told him not too long ago, only a couple of days before this happened. Megatron felt your spark beat even slower, only a beat per 5 seconds. Megatron felt more tears as he heard you say one last word. I love you, Megatron. Please, remember me. And your spark stopped. There was 1,000 things you think that you don't deserve. Megatron sobbed as his spark called out for you. But his spark never got an answer, and he painfully stood up and walked over to his door and left his birth room. Megatron went down the halls and finally stood in front of the door that led into the med bay. Megatron entered the med bay and saw you laying on a berth offline. Megatron approached your body and held your cold servo. Megatron leaned in, kissed your forehead, as a few tears fell onto your faceplate. That fell from his. Please come back, he whispered. He started to cry as he laid his helm on your berth that he lost you on. Well, this is very sad. I was okay. I think this is mostly poetic. No, not gonna cry. No, I'm gonna cry. Okay. No, not gonna cry. I must be brave. I must be strong. I must not cry. Okay. Let's do the next one. So, next one, I know what I'm gonna do. Knock out an Cybertronian female Autobot reader. Sorry, I'm just getting ready. Okay. Your name! Your name! Yelled your sire Ratchet. Well, I guess that he must have found out, you said to Michael. You think? She said. You heard the sound of running. You looked up and saw your sire running down the hallway. You shrieked and started running. Michael ran another direction, trying not to get hit by the wrenches of doom. You were running until you ran into someone. My paint job! Your name! You ruined my perfect paint job! Your crushed yell. Knockout yelled. I'm so... Your sentence was cut off by you getting hit in the helm by a wrench. You then blacked out upon impact. You woke up seeing a bright light. That's it. Follow the light, said Sire. Not something good to say in this kind of situation, Sire, you said. Your sire growled. You glared at him, but then stopped glaring at him when he pulled out a wrench. Knockout is waiting for you outside of the mud bay, your sire said. You gulped and blushed a little blue. Knockout's waiting for me? You thought to yourself. Sweet Spark, are you alright? Your sire asked. Oh, yeah, I'm fine, you said. He glared at you before he could say anything. Knockout burst into the bed bag. He immediately ran over to you and hugged you. Then he did the most unexpected thing ever. Oh no, this is gonna end badly. He kissed you right on the lips. You felt your optics widen. You felt yourself blush. Which you bet that put Blueberries to shame. He parted from you. Knockout, what was that for? You as well stuttering. Because I because I love you. And because I've loved no wait. Pause. Sorry, it's just my little rat is gonna get mad. I think. Because I love you, your name. I have for a while. Knockout replied. You saw a wrench fly and hit Knockout on his Okay, let me continue. You bragging glitch! How dare you kiss my sparkling! Your sire yelled while he started chasing him. He laughed as you heard Knockout yell, I'll see you around, sweet spark! LOL. The wrenches of you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it's short, but peace out. Actually, Vera Prime here is not leaving. I'm gonna do another one. Or am I? Just kidding, I am. You know what? Out of boredom, how about we read one of my stories? I don't have any more one-shots I can do. I am not good at doing them. Now, but which one should I do? Okay, so I have a lot, and I mean a lot of stories I can do, or in drafts. I know. My story, The Unloved Mech, starring Megatron, XMIOC, and a little sneak peek on Chapter 4. So, Chapter 1, The Love Letter. Megatron spent all night long working on his next plan to destroy the Autobots and then plunder the Earth for its natural resources. He was exhausted and desperately needed to recharge in his energon/hot tub. Dragging himself away from the monotonous writing of the blue screen, he went to his hot tub and ran his hand through the sparkling electric energy traveling in its warmth. With a quick glance to the side, he caught sight of the silver piece of paper neatly folded along the edge of the bath. What's this? What's this? He murmured, reaching for it and unfolding it. A message left here from one of my warriors, perhaps? It was a love note. Megatron's optics widened, poured through the love letter. It was so erotically written. He would have blushed if his cheeks weren't made of steel plates. Who could have written such a letter? He asked himself, recalling of all the Famibots he knew, wondering which had been bold enough to write such words, such sexy words. Curiosity getting the best of him, he held down the button to his intercom system and called in Starscream. few minutes later, Starscream came bursting into the room. "You called for me, Megatron?" he said, saluting. "Yes, what took you so long?" he demanded. "I was down the hall. I hurried as fast as I could." "Close the door. I need to talk to you about something private," Megatron instructed, circling the hot tub, holding the glittering paper behind his back. Uneasy, sure what Megatron was going to yell at him for something, Starscream reluctantly closed the door and then bravely lifting his chin, he approached Megatron. "The door is closed. What is it?" Megatron wasn't sure how to approach this delicate matter. "Have you ever seen any Femibots come in here today?" "Where?" "My quarters, for the love of slag!" Megatron roared. "No, I can't say I have," Starscream shrugged, and then looking around, he asked, "Why, did one of them steal anything? I can personally have their quarters searched if need to, mighty Megatron." "No, it's not like that," he sighed, staring at the floor. "What? Did one of them insult you?" Megatron rolled his optics. "If one of them insulted me, why would I be asking you if any of them came in here today? Wouldn't I already know who it was?" Oh yes, Megatron. Starscream fidgeted. "I might as well tell you," he said low, handing Starscream the shiny paper. "Read this and tell me what you think." Starscream plucked the paper from Megatron's hands, and his optics hummed over the tender words. Looking up, Starscream swallowed hard and handed the paper back to Megatron. "Well, what do you think?" "I don't know what to say," Starscream said, backing away. "I like you, Megatron, but you're not really my type. I'm glad that you wrote that for me, though." Megatron's hands curled into tight fists at his side. "I didn't write it for you, dummy. Found this note by my energon tub, and I'm asking you who you think may have written it." "Oh, so you didn't write it for me?" "No! Do you know any Femibots that might have written this?" "I don't know any Femibots," Starscream admitted. "Do you know any?" "Of course I do. I know hundreds." "And who do you think wrote it?" Well, I just want to hear your opinion," Megatron stammered. Starscream kneaded his chin in thought, and then looking up, he snapped his fingers in new realization. I know, it's... What about Starflower?" "Starflower? Starflower? Ugh. That retard? I doubt he even knows how to write. Who else do you know?" "What about Ice Moon?" "Your mother?" Megatron gasped. "I don't know any other Febot," the Seeker stuttered, shrugging helplessly. Megatron climbed into his hot tub and then opened the note again, trying to recall in his mind's eyes anyone that had been acted differently to him in the last few days. Holding the note in his hand, he looked back at Starscream. "Did you write this?" "Oh no, of course it wasn't me, Megatron." He shook his head. "I would never write anything like that to you." "You don't have to act like I have the rust plague or something," he snapped with a frown. "I didn't mean it that way," Starscream exclaimed. "If I were a Femima, I'd definitely go for you." With a half grin, Megatron opened his chest plate to his bark and tucked the note inside. He wanted to keep it next to his heart. "You don't suppose one of the other Recepticons wrote it, do you?" he asked. Rumble and Frenzy are the only Decepticons that I know of that like mailbots, Starscream said, going to the side of the hot tub and leaning against it. "I shall go to their quarters and demand that they tell me which one of them wrote this letter. I will shake it from their fairy bodies if I must." "No, I'd rather you didn't," Megatron sighed, sinking into the heated energon. Someone might have one idea that I favor mailbots as well." My Starscream chuckled. No, wait. Megatron sighed, sinking into the heated energon. Someone might get the idea that I favor male bots as well. Starscream chuckled. Why do you find that funny, Starscream? Megatron asked, eyeing him. I don't. So you stammered, looking away. No, you were laughing, and I want to know why. I was thinking about something else, that's all. What? I forgot. Megatron sighed with annoyance, and then leaning back in the sparkling electricity, he relaxed. And you're sure you didn't write it? Megatron blurted, looking back at Starscream. Yes, I'm sure. Because I would have sworn I've noticed you staring me at the last few days. Megatron pried, sitting upright and swirling energon. I wasn't staring, I swear. Did you see something you liked? Megatron asked, getting closer to the edge. Of course not. Starscream shook his head frantically. You what? I was staring because it looked like as if you had put on a few pounds. What? Megatron roared so loudly that everything within the compound shook. Grumbling under his breath, Megatron laid back in the soothing energon and tried to block out Starscream's last remark. Then wait, me, he thought to himself. Well, I never. Starscream went to the computer and flipped on the intercom system. Attention all Decepticons, he announced through the loudspeakers. Megatron received a very personal note today left in his bedchamber. He demands that Decepticon or Decepticons responsible to report to his chambers immediately. That is all. Megatron? What is it? He grumbled. Did you possibly write that note to yourself? What? Don't be absurd, he shouted. I have an idea. I shall go around Cybertron and ask everybody that I see if they know who wrote that note. No, that is not a good idea. Why not? It just isn't, Megatron insisted. Suddenly, the screen to his computer flashed on the face of Elita 1 appearing on the monitor. Megatron, this is Elita 1 calling from Iacon. Yes, what is it? He growled, not amused at being bothered by his enemy's woman. I wouldn't ordinarily bother with the likes of you, but I am calling regarding a certain letter that was sent to you today. This letter? This letter, he questioned, opening his chest plate and pulling it out, holding it high enough for her to see the monitor. You wrote it. Yes, I did, she said, though her optics wavering. To me? To me. Why? Not for you, she gasped, her face plate nearly draining of color. It was for Optimus Prime. It was sent to Darkmouth by mistake. Really? Because I could have sworn you were seducing me with your optics. Like a chomp herd sinking into the heating energon. No, I was looking you over because I could have sworn you put on a few pounds. Elita 1 retorted coldly. Elita 1 out. Megatron sighed as the screen went black. Now what will you do, mighty Megatron? Starscream asked. Everyone in Darkmouth thinks you got a love letter. They still think that. Megatron said determinedly. I will not be made to look like a fool. But who will you say wrote it? After a few moments of silence, Megatron sat up and eyed Starscream knowingly. You will tell them you wrote it. You will tell them you wrote it. Me, but Megatron. I will tell them that it was you who had a crush on me since the beginning of time, that since we cannot cross that line between leader and follower, I had to let you down easy. Megatron said, liking the idea as he thought it up. But Megatron, yes, even though you're crushed by the whole idea of letting me go, it was I who had to inform you that we must only be friends and nothing more. But Megatron, what is it for slag's sake? The other Decepticons will think I like Melbots. So, better you than me, he said. fact, I want you to write a bunch of letters to set around my chamber so that the story is believable. Grab that pen from my desk over there and I'll tell you what to write. But Megatron, dearest Megatron, my love, Megatron began shaking a finger. But Megatron, shut up and start writing, he growled. Yes, sir. What they didn't know was the little one true letter had fallen into the slits of the bed and the wall. The letter Megatron had received and read was actually from him. Actually for him, but not Optimus. They just had to wait and see. And that ends chapter 1. That ends chapter 1 of my story. I don't know if it's funny, but it certainly is, to be honest. Now I shall continue to chapter 2. Valentine's Day, just a few days away. Chapter 2. Megatron sat unbearded on his throne, alone in his quarters at Darkmount. Valentine's Day was nearly on them, and he was going to spend it like he did every holiday, alone. I know I should not let this ridiculous holiday bother me, Megatron murmured. I am the mighty Megatron. With a low sigh, he turned away and rested his chin plate on his hand. He had gotten a love note not long ago, but alas, it wasn't meant for him. Or was it? Though he will never know. Glancing towards the window, he spied all sorts of Femibots giggling, each of them busily working. Femibots everywhere, yet not a one has found her way into my heart, he moaned. Suddenly, the screen to his main computer flashed on. Oh gosh, I lost it. Now, the face of his old enemy, Optimus Prime, staring back at him. Greetings, Megatron, he said, nodding his silent hello. Optimus Prime, Megatron breathed, also nodding in return. Why do you call me at Darkmount? I was with Alita 1 last week, and she informed me of a certain letter that was mailed to you by mistake. That old thing? Megatron tried to brush it away. I threw it out. I'm sorry, did you want it? It is all right, my Optimus shrugged. Alita 1 writes me too many anyways. Megatron squirmed uneasily, but he forced himself not to show it. Yes, he was jealous of his enemy. Why are you bothering me then? He growled. I wanted to wish you a happy Valentine's Day, Optimus said softly. Though I am sorry that you will be spending it alone, as usual. Megatron felt his inner jump boil. How dare Optimus come calling Darkmount and then getting all pompous, acting as though he was God's gift to the Femibots. For your information, I won't be spending it alone, he said, lifting his chin plate. I have Femibots crawling all over the place, fighting for a few minutes to be in my charging unit. Oh, very well then. Night. Oh, very well then. Optimus Prime saluted, stifling a chuckle. Have fun. Optimus Prime out. Megatron gave a low harumph, sneering at this black screen. That arrogant Prime thinks he knows everything. Just outside of Megatron's doors, a group of Decepticons gathered, whispering among themselves. Megatron hasn't been out of his room in days, Thundercracker mentioned. I wonder what has our leader so upset. Someone said he's lacking female company, if you know what I mean. Skywarp whispered, nudging Thundercracker with his elbow. No, what do you mean? Thundercracker gave him a puzzled look. You know, Skywarp smiled, giving him a knowing look. No, tell me. Okay, I don't know either. Skywarp frowned, staring at the floor. He would like to know what the feelings of love are and what they possibly no. He would like to know what the feelings of love are and what they possibly mean. Soundwave murmured in his usual robotic voice. Love, Skyward said, scratching his head. Our mighty leader wants to love a female. We have a lot of female bots working outside of Darkmount, Astrodian remarked, glancing over his shoulder at the various female bots slaving under the silver moon of Cybertron. We should go get one for him. Let's do. Marching to the front of Darkmount, Astrodian slid open a crystal window and poked his head out. Hey, which one of you lucky ladies would like a night with the mighty Megatron? A blue and silver feminine stopped her work and stared unbelievably. Are you kidding? I don't have time for dates. I have more important things to do. What about you, Moonfire? He asked, spying the beautiful gold and red feminine bot angrily sweeping a room towards Darkmount entry. I can't. I'm too busy. How can anyone be too busy for Megatron? He asked. Moonfire halted her sweeping. I have sick mother at home and I have bills to pay. Does Megatron want to pay my rent? Buy my inner jungle shoes? Pay for my mother bot's medicine? Well, yeah, that's what I thought, she barked and then continued with her sweeping. How about you, Black Sky? Lovely, slim, black, and blue feminist stopped him hammering and looked up. What about me? She asked. How would you like to spend the night with Megatron? Kneading her chin, regarding his wood, she smiled. I would. But you see, I'm gay. I prefer the company of other femme-bots. Sorry. Moonfire stopped swimming and looked at her. I didn't know you were gay, dear. I wasn't until now, she said, holding another nail, resuming her trouncing. Oh. Megatron sighed, looking up with hopeful optics when he heard pounding on his chamber door. Enter. Mighty Megatron, it is me, Starscream said, leaning his head in the door. May I come in? Fine, enter, he said. What do I care? The other Decepticons are talking about you. They think... Starscream hesitated. What do they think? He asked, looking up from his throne. They think... Oh, it's not important. What? They think you... I know it's absurd, but they think... What, for the love of slag? Just tell me what? That you're lacking female company in the recharging unit? Course not. That's absurd. I have plenty of femme-bots that satisfy my hunger, he said heatedly, slamming a fist against the arm of his throne. How dare they say such gossip about me, the mighty Megatron? Ha! I knew it! Starscream said, a smug smile curling across his lips. Don't worry about what they say, they're just jealous. I know. You can't help it that you're the greatest leader of all time and they envy you, our wonderful leader, Starscream praised. Oh, tell me something I don't already know, Starscream, Megatron sighed. Fine then, I will inform you that them not to bother with getting you a date for this so-called Valentine's Day. Starscream, Megatron's optics grew wide. What did you say? I said I'll tell. Never mind, I heard what you say. Climbing down from his golden throne. Why on Cybertron would they think they have to get me a date? They think it's necessary, he explained, watching Megatron pace the floor. They think you can't get a date of your own. I'll show them, Megatron growled, steam rising from his head plates. No one says Megatron is ignorant in the ways of the female. A few minutes later, bustling furiously across the floor, Megatron paused when he heard a soft knock at his door. Yes, what is it? Megatron, it's me, Astrodian. I have a surprise for you. What is it? I have a femme-bot here who wants to very desperately go to the recharge unit with you. He cooed through the door. Don't you, golden bird? What? You said I would get paid an extra energon cube if I fix Megatron's computer. Lovely, glittering, golden Femibot argued through the door. You're a liar. Wait till I tell Appletron he has ways of dealing with creeps like you. What golden bird sleeping with Megatron is something Femibot dreams of doing. Starting instead, trying to grasp her by the arm, but she jerked free of his hands. Fine then you sleep with him. Fine, then you sleep with him. She snarled, and then lifting her nose in the air, she gave a low harumph and then stormed out of Darkmount. Megatron lowered his optics to the floor, embarrassed by what he heard. He was a powerful leader of the Decepticons and one of the most powerful bots in the universe. Why didn't female go for him? They want bots like that infernal Optimus Prime, he murmured under his breath. It's such the thing to love the good guys. Bah! Starscream puffed out his chest and then marched to the door. Don't worry, Megatron, I will tell those idiots bots a thing or two. No, wait! He cried, and then racing past Starscream, he landed up against the door and murmured low. I don't need another Femibot. I already have one in here. You do? Starscream said through the closed door. Who's in there? Her name is, never mind what her name is. He grumbled. We want to be left alone. Megatron stood listening through the door, hoping his lie was convincing. He had a reputation to uphold after all. See? We weren't worried about for nothing, Skyward said, chortling. No wonder old Max hadn't been out of the chamber in days. He's got a Femibot in there. I knew our leader still has it. Starscream, Thundercracker agreed. Megatron smiled. If only it were true. His followers believed it, and that was enough for him. For now. Hey, Megatron, Blitzwing called through the door. Fill us in. What have you been doing in there? Panic seized Megatron, turning to Starscream. He grasped him about his shoulder. Help me with this. Pretend to be a Femibot, he whispered. What? Starscream gasped, taken aback. But why? I don't know why. Now shut up and do it. I can't. Megatron gritted his metal teeth. He hated to beg, and this priceless reputation was in danger at this delicate moment. Do this for me, I'll give you whatever you want. Whatever I want? Really? Starscream asked, cocking his head to one side. Yes, for the love of Slag, yes! I want to be leader of the Decepticons, he said, beaming. Anything but that. Alright, I want to be second in command and be able to claim leadership if, God forbid, something ever happens to you, he declared. You already have that status, Megatron growled. How about I offer you the chance to walk out of here alive? Okay, works for me, he stammered nervously, giving Starscream a hard glare. Megatron went to the door and said casually, we're really going at it and she's hot and panting for more, he said loudly, and then looking at Starscream K and knowing not a cue for his to follow his lead. Okay. I forgot how funny this was. I forgot how funny. Anyways, clearing his throat, Starscream called out in a voice more high-pitched than his own. Oh yes, for a high Mother Day here. That sounds like Starscream, Thundercracker yelled through the entry. No, it's not Starscream, Megatron blurted. Her name is, Tinkleberry. We do not have any record of such Femibot with the name Tinkle Fairy on Cybertron. Soundwind's voice vibrated. How do you know? Megatron roared, his hands clenched in a tight fist. Are you calling me a liar? No, please accept my apologies. Sounding quickly hummed and then darted away. Now, if you don't mind, I'm rather busy in here, he replied, and then, leaning away from the door, he said, Say something about kissing me, Starscream. Oh, kiss me, oh stupendous Lita, he choked, his optics wavering around the room. Wow, Megatron really has that Pemibot under his spell, Bitsy murmured, smiling pleased with the compliments. He waved at Starscream to keep up the deception. Oh, come over here and show me how to make this recharging unit, Maggie. He cooed in mock admiration. I am coming, Tinkerball, he said, purposely stopping over the recharging unit. You mean Tinkle Fairy, Starscream corrected in feminine voice. Jump on the recharging unit and pretend we're making love, Megatron said low. What? You heard me. Jump, he grumbled. Yes, mighty Megatron. Starscream swallowed hard and then climbed up on Megatron's berth. He began jumping up and down. The unit squeaked and groaned, giving anyone listening to the noise an impression that he was having sex. Listen to Megatron go! Megatron Skywarp laughed. He was really giving it to that Fema. Happy with how things were going, Megatron went to his hot tub and climbed in. He laid back in the hot swirling energy and relaxed, sighing in contentment. Megatron, can I stop now? Starscream asked, still bouncing. No, you have to keep it up for a while, he said, dimming his optics. I do have a reputation to uphold, 5 hours later. Please, Megatron. Can I stop now? Megatron sat upright in the hot tub and stretched. Oh, I must have fallen asleep. What did you say? Please, can I stop now? He begged, still hopping up and down uncontrollably. No, keep going, he said, slinking back into the hot energon. I can keep this up all night long. Please, I can't take it anymore. Secret pleaded, still bouncing. I hurt all over. Oh, stop your whining, he sneered. You act like the little baby sometimes. Outside Megatron's door, did you hear that? He's Thundercracker as his optics wide. He's still going at it. He's really showing that Pemibot who's boss. The Skywarp laughed. I know when Megatron comes out in the way, let's all stand around and start clapping. Strutting stated, and how impressed we are with his romantic skills. In the early morning hours. Oh, mighty Megatron, please may I quit now? Starscream wails, still jumping even though uneven and slow now. Can't handle it anymore. Fine, it's morning. I'm sure everyone is gone by now. Dog tires. Starscream stopped in a drop from the unit, panting heavily. Oh, my whole body hurts. My legs are aching. Stop your infernal whining. Cleave off that recharging unit before you go. Megatron grows, rushing past him and sitting at his computer desk. I don't want to recharge in any of your body oil. I just jumped on it, that's all, Starscream said, rubbing his knees. Close the door on your way out, he murmured. Megatron? Yes. Megatron? Yes. Will you call me? Get out of here, he roared, his optics flashing bright red. Yes, sir, he whispered, opening the door. Just as he stepped out into the shadowy corridors of dark mountains, a sudden horde of 100 or more Decepticons began clapping and chanting, shouting. Megatron got laid and then saw abruptly sudden hush blowing over them. As they watched in disbelief, the Starscream stumbled out clearly beat. Starscream! Everyone cried in unison. It's not what you think. He started slowing her. Starscream! He rumbled from inside the chamber. I thought I told you to clean that blasted energon off my recharging unit. Sighing heavily, stormed that into the hallway. I am not recharging in your mess. I don't know how to put up with your bouncing in on it all night, he growled. Then gasped his mouth agape when he saw the whole corridor filled with gawking Decepticons. Oh dear, he murmured. And that is why You should always tell the truth. Okay. Next. Let's see how that Megatron managed to do it. Okay. Chapter 3, Valentine's Day. Today was the day. Finally, Vera showed herself to the mighty Megatron. After all, she had left him a love letter, and from the news at the Nemesis at Dark Mount, he sure read it. Vera walked in the huge, towering Dark Mount, smiling that this was it. Megatron, who she admired from afar, was finally going to be with her, and then Soundwave stopped her. Right! Is there something I can help you with? Vera asked as Soundwave nodded, before handing her a heart-shaped letter as Vera blinked, looking Soundwave before handing it back. Vera had already gotten over 14 love letters now, this one being 15. Each she rejected back where she lived. It was off city limits, but next found her alluring. With her slim waist, with the perfect thick thighs and nicely rounded tits complemented her sexy yet beautiful look. Her white armor glittered under the sun as she spoke. I'm here to see Megatron today, she said, and Soundwave laughed quickly, making Vera confused before Mormax came running as one named Thundercracker picked her up. Finally, a female wants Lord Megatron, he said as Skywarp nodded. Indeed, now march on, he said as Thundercracker carried Vera as they all went to Megatron's chambers as the Strodian knocked on the door. Lord Megatron, a female desperately wanting to be in a recharging unit with you, he said. As there was silence before the door slightly opened as Megatron spoke gruffly. This better not be another trick, he said, as Thundercracker put Vera down, pushing her forward. Not at all, Megatron. Now behold the beauty of this feminine, he said as Vera looked at Megatron, like blue optics piercing into Megatron's blood red ones. As Megatron and her seemed to stare at each other, Skywarp grinned. We shall leave you two to it, he said, as they left. But when they turned the corner, they hid behind it as they peeked and watched the scene. As Vera offered a smile. I expect you read the letter I sent you, she said as Megatron's optics widened before going into his room. Quickly, as Vera followed in as the door closed behind her, Megatron searched in a bin before taking it as he came over, shouting at her. You wrote this? He asked, as Vera nodded, smiling. Indeed I did, she said, as Megatron now felt bad for throwing it out, thinking it was a Lita One's letter, as he put it on his desk. Megatron's computer screen then appeared the face of Optimus himself, as Megatron grumbled before coming over and sitting on his chair speaking. What do you want, Prime? He asked as Optimus spoke next. I wish you happy Valentine's Day, Megatron. Me and Alita One are going to visit you to cheer you up from loneliness, he said. Or he saw Vera come up from the back of Megatron, shaking her hands on his chest as she lay her head on Megatron's shoulder. I do hope to meet you, she said as Optimus blinked as Megatron spoke. See you then, Prime. See you then, Prime, he said, ending the call before Optimus could say anything as he then got up. Do you love me? He pondered on this question. Vera smiled as he went to him before kissing him deeply. It was in sweet love as Megatron kissed back, loving this after 2 minutes as they broke in their kiss. As Vera spoke, more than you know. I've admired you from afar, she said as Megatron smiled and held her close so her chest would touch his. May I have your name? He asked as she nodded. It's Vera, she said. As Megatron smiled more, holding her closely, he just loved everything about her. From head to toe was outside the door. Others were listening as I slightly opened the door to peek in as they wanted to cheer for Megatron that he finally got what he wanted. A female company as the two held each other in sweet embrace as Starscream watched too, happy that he didn't have to get in there and ask for Megatron any longer. Today was really a gift. Only it would soon get them back when Optimus and the little one came. Things were about to get heated. And not in the romantic way. Okay, so yeah, I was planning on posting Valentine's Day Part 2, but no, I couldn't. So I guess this is it. This is Vera Prime signing off and out. Peace, guys, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll post another one, I swear, okay? This took like 50 minutes and 40 seconds. So I hope you guys like it. And this is Vera Prime signing off for the last time. Not just kidding. See you on the next video.